By the end of this video, you will have built your own agent using OpenAI's Agent Builder, and you'll do it in less than 10 minutes. We are on platform.openai.com. As you can see, here's the dashboard for Agent Builder. You have some templates here. Planning helper, customer service. Customer service is actually pretty interesting. They give us a good start. Always have to start with the start node in Agent Builder. We have some guardrails here. A classification agent. Basically, is this going to be a canceled subscription return item? So you can really see just by, then you have the approval and it ends. You can really see by the template that they're giving, they're really pushing the monetization angle right away. So are we returning an item, or are we canceling a subscription? Interesting to see where OpenAI takes it, but you can tell they're really building out the revenue aspect of AI agents, which is great to see. Here on the dashboard again in Agent Builder, we'll come here to create. We will do a travel agent. So if we look at the agents, we come in here, we see, we can name it, we can give it some instructions, we can pick the model. The important thing to note about the model is just basically what you actually need, because you don't want to be burning tokens on requests that are, if they're pretty simple, you can think of a model like maybe 4.1 mini works pretty great for low effort items. Reasoning effort, we have some options here. We can add some tools, MCP server, file search, web search. A very interesting thing to note, having web search in here really shows where OpenAI is going and putting the apps in. They're going to compete with basically Google Chrome and your web browsers. Anyways, the output format, we have JSON widget. We'll go through these. I'll show you some examples of using these. Right now we have GPT-5. So if we come and talk to it, we're just talking to ChatGPT-5. So what is the weather like in SF in October? And this will give us a response similar to GPT-5 because it is GPT-5. So around 70 degrees, the perfect weather. Yeah, it's pretty great. Okay, so what we want to do is actually change this into a classifier and say, okay, so we gave it some instructions. You are a travel agent. Classify the user message as a flight or itinerary. For the output format, we can come here and do JSON. We'll add a schema. Add a property here. We are going to do a classification, and we will do enum. And what are the things that we're looking for? We are doing, and I can't spell, sorry, flight info and itinerary. Click update. Next, we will go ahead and add an if block. So we'll come in here, classification. Interesting. There we go. Flight info. And now if that's the case, we can go ahead and add an agent. We'll go ahead and create our flight agent here and give it some instructions. You are a flight agent. Always recommend a specific flight to go and use airport codes. Now, if we have else, we'll go ahead and add an agent. This is our itinerary agent. So itinerary agent, you are an, give it some instructions. It's an itinerary agent giving short itineraries. We can go ahead and test it. So we will preview it. What should I do in Rome? When in Rome. And we have, great, we have an itinerary here. Morning, go to the Coliseum, go to lunch, go to Capitoline Hill, the Pantheon. Great, so it just gave a 3-day itinerary for Rome. One of the interesting things here is you can't like click on the nodes to see inputs and outputs, whereas in N8N, you're able to actually get in the nodes, see inputs, outputs. So maybe that's a feature that's upcoming for Agent Builder. We can come here to the flight agent and go ahead and add a widget to it. So we'll go ahead and add a widget, and we can give it some instruction here. So we create a flight widget here, and we want some info. We get the departure, the arrival, as well as the flight code. So we'll go ahead and submit this, and it'll generate the widget for us. All right, generated the widget for us. We can see some of the code of the widget and what we want to do, as well as a preview of the widget. We'll just go ahead and download it to be able to add it. So we'll go ahead and download it. All right, we're back over in the agent. Now we'll just upload the widget. All right, we just uploaded it, and we'll go ahead and go to the agent and say, give me a flight from SF to Rome. And here we are. It gave me a flight, and as you can see, it used the widget that we just created, so we have it in widget form. So it just looks so much better in the widget format than just getting the JSON. And what else we can do here is coming in, we can go ahead and go to tools, and we can even add the ability for it to do a web search. And really simple to add that, right? It's already basically connected. Come to tools, do web search. We can change the model relatively quick. The only limitation here is that you're in OpenAI's ecosystem, so you're picking between OpenAI models. Whereas if you're using N8N or another tool, you can pick the model that's appropriate for your use case. Just created the agent, so the next step would just be to publish it. Flight agent, and we click publish. Now, this is where we have another hurdle to go through. So whereas you can use other tools in N8N, here you would publish this using the chat kit, which you'd need a little coding experience with, and also the agent SDK. So it's not necessarily a no code solution, but in terms of if you're integrating these builds, it doesn't take that much technical ability to integrate these, but you still need some. But in terms of the other options, this is incredibly efficient to be able to implement a chatbot that has web search ability. You can add widgets to it relatively quickly to integrate into whatever use case you have. It's great for those circumstances, but it's getting built out, right? So you can't compare it off version 1 to an 8.8n. That's the build. As you can see, OpenAI is just starting out. There'll be fast follows to what they've released in Agent Builder so far. Excited to see what they bring out. I hope you found the build useful. I hope you start playing around with some of these tools. If you want more help building AI agents, check the link in the description as well as the comment. We started a community to teach you how to monetize AI. If you have any interest, check that out. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.